Hey, my name's Joel from the Traveler Toolkit, and as I'm getting ready to get out there this summer for some big trips, some fun camping, I'm taking a serious look at my gear list, and one of the top priorities for me is lighting. And I've just recently run across this new light from BougeRV. Now, this is a familiar light. It looks like some other popular lights out there, but it is a high quality light at a really unbeatable price. And so thankfully, BougeRV sent this over so I could evaluate it and test it for you. I want to give you some high points about why I'm excited to take this out. The first thing I'm excited about is the tripod itself. This is, without a doubt, the sturdiest tripod on any camping light that I've ever owned. Even on the other BougeRV lights that I have, this tripod is unmatched. Look at the bottom of this as I pop it out. You just press this button, the legs pop out. Watch how wide. I mean, that is a ridiculous width on a tripod base. This thing probably goes out at least 2.5 feet on each leg. And look at that. We're talking about like full diameter of this tripod is probably closer to 3.5 feet. Here's just a quick demo of how it looks when it's out. So you can set this down and you're gonna get a really firm base. Nothing's gonna knock it over. Now, one thing I do wish is that it would lock out on the bottom. It just simply kind of gravity sits down here, but that's not a deal breaker. It's not terrible, but I do wish it locked out on the bottom. The way it clicks in at the closed position, you can put these legs together and click them just like that. It's nice and sturdy. It's got kind of like this powder coated, I don't know if that's aluminum because it's really lightweight. And then there are plastic joints, but the telescopic portions are just threaded so you can pull them in and out. And it does have two large sections. This goes probably close to 9 feet tall from what I've seen. And I'm going to show you that in just a minute, fully opened up, and we're going to do some darkness testing with it, so don't go away. You're going to want to see that. And I should also mention that it does come with this travel bag. That's really all this is. It's just a nice little gig bag for your light. And this light actually comes off the top here. It can be used as a lantern. So why don't we head into the studio and take a closer look at the light unit itself. Then we'll come back out here and we'll do some testing in the pitch black so you can see just how good of a job this does as a lantern. All right, there we go. And you'll see this has a familiar form factor. There are other camping lights that have the same shape and size, one notable one, and I believe it's a really good design for that reason. This handle comes up on the top here. This is a metal handle and it does hold itself firmly in place. So if you're trying to angle it or something, it will in general stay there. It's pretty stiff and sturdy, but it does recess down into the side of the light when not in use. There is a light on top. I always find this a little curious. Who is using this light? I find it to be kind of useless in an outdoor environment because it just goes into the night sky for no reason. And who is going to walk around holding it like this to use that as a flashlight? I don't really know. But you have a handle here. You have a light on top with some venting up here as well. Now let's take a look at the business end. This is the important part down here. Some really nice, what feels like brushed aluminum along the bottom here and a plastic base that is wider. You will notice it is wider on the bottom, so it sets really nicely. You can't see it at that angle, but it does sit really nicely on a table. Feels very sturdy. Has 4 strong magnets on the bottom here, and it sticks to metal things like the side of a car or a camper or a piece of trim really, really strongly. So whether you're using it as a lantern and then want to go set it down or kind of using it as a work light, this is great. When you stick it up against something, your light is shooting up against that thing, so it's very indirect. Now, right here you have the main power button and the USB charging input and output. So I'm pulling the wrong end. I should say it is a USB-C only, which I like, so you can charge through this or you can send it out. This has a rather large battery. Let me see here, 8,000 milliamp hour at 7.4 volt battery. It is substantial in the hand, feels heavy. It's a pretty simple operation, one button. It's a series of single clicks long clicks and double clicks to get you where you need to go. So if you single click, it will come on. I believe in the last mode it was on. So this is in the down light mode, and it starts with just one of your 4 lights on, and you can scroll through. So you go from 1, click again, we're off. There we go, 1, 2, 3, and then 4 have come on. So now we've got all 4 of these. And if you want to change these colors, you double click, you can go to the orange light, double click again, you're going to get red light, double click again, you're back to the white light that you started with. Hold this button and you're going to see it change to dim or bright, and that beeping or that blinking is showing you that you're either at the top of your range or the bottom. So hold it, it's going to go all the way bright, brightest setting, and then it's going to beep or blink like that. This is as bright as it goes. Hold it again, going to go all the way down to dim, and it will blink saying this is as low as it goes, and it'll do the same thing in every setting. And you can scroll through all your different modes once you're on 4 like that. And you can scroll through your different modes. Once you're at 4, you can click through and get to the top light here. That light that I don't find a whole lot of use for, but we do have click it on again or off again with the same button. I'm not the biggest fan of one button operations, because if I want to say, put it in orange light, double click, leave it there and always have it there, one simple click may sometimes turn it off. Other times it's going to feel like it's going here. I don't understand the rhyme or the reason why this is the case, but it seems like you often have to scroll around to get back to where you want it. It's not that hard. To me, that's just a little bit of an annoyance. I would rather it stay there and be returned with one simple click. You can go on and off like that. It does sometimes, but I don't see the rhyme or reason to when it does that versus when it activates the top light. Today's video is sponsored by NordVPN. If you're not using a VPN when you travel, then you're connecting yourself and your devices to some pretty serious dangers. I mean, phishing, malware, ransomware, viruses, all these things and more are what you're exposing your devices to every time you connect to an unsecured Wi-Fi network. So NordVPN is an all-in-one digital security solution that combines multiple cybersecurity features into one subscription. When I hop on the Wi-Fi at a restaurant or coffee shop while I'm traveling, I always connect my laptop or my phone or sometimes even my tablet to NordVPN to make sure I'm protected. And with one account, I can connect up to 10 devices. NordVPN has a built-in next-gen antivirus offering protection against malware, dangerous websites, and ads. So you can browse safer, but not significantly slower. You'll experience virtually no slowdown because NordVPN is the fastest VPN on the planet. You'll also get 24/7 customer support and a 30-day money-back guarantee. So try NordVPN for yourself. You've really got nothing to lose. Right now, they're offering a huge discount of 4 months free when you purchase a 2-year plan. So go ahead and use the link that I've had on the screen here multiple times, or the same link in the video description down below. All right, so we're gonna do some light testing in my completely pitch black warehouse. Just to prove it, I'm turning my light off. Here we are in the warehouse. There are no lights. Right behind me, I have the BougeRV light on its telescoping tripod. You are about 15 feet away from the light. Try not to run into it. 15 feet away here. I am about 12 feet away from the door, 10 feet away from the door, and the door behind me is 14 feet wide. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the flashlight, turn on the BougeRV, and we have all 4 of the LED lights on behind me or on around it. And I'm going to make sure, yes, I am all the way up on the tripod. So I'm 6 foot tall. I believe this stands about 7 feet, and you can see how easy it is to see me around. Okay. Now let's just verify what setting we're on here. Let's hold this. So this is the lowest setting. And I'm going to walk around, go all the way back to this door. Again, this is about 10 feet away from the light, all the way around here. This door that I'm covering the span of right here is 14 feet wide. And I can definitely see things in the corner here. I can pretty much see this whole area in the low light. Now let's just go ahead and go up to the brightest setting. Whew, that is extremely bright. This is the daylight setting. At this level, it is in my eyes quite a bit. But if I were working, like doing a task and looking away from it, it'd be really visible. You see how much more visible I am. Everything in this garage is visible right now. On the highest setting, this is the blue, the daylight setting is what they would call it. This is a higher Kelvin, maybe like a 5,000 Kelvin, so it's a blue light. Now, let's go in here and change it to the orange. There we go, more orange light, and let's verify where we are. So that is all the way down. We'll start up. So this is all the way up. We were just on all the way up on the blue light. Now we're all the way up on the orange light. And this is not as harsh on the eyes, but it is a whole lot more, it's a whole lot dimmer. There's not as much like task light. This would be more enjoyable to sit around in. Again, here I am. I'm about 10 feet behind the light, probably 20 plus, maybe 25 feet from you. Now let's go all the way to the lowest setting on the orange. Bada boom. And that is significantly dimmer than the lowest setting on the blue. If I go all the way out here, maybe 10 feet behind it, it feels like I'm on the edge of the light ring. I can still see things on the wall over here reflecting, but when there's nothing to reflect it, feels like when you get about 10 feet away, you disappear and into the darkness. So that's interesting. Now let's double click and we're on red. This is an eerie feeling, but much easier on the eyes. You can kind of see as I back up here, much less visibility further away from the light. Let's just verify what setting we are on. Also red, you can't go high and low. It is just red, it's on. So that's not surprising. Now, if I lower this, I will say I think this would be a whole lot more pleasing. Turn it off. And then this is the actual flashlight. I don't know who's using it like this, but you can see behind me, there's the wall from about 12 feet away. It throws an intense beam, a spotlight, if you wanted to take it off there, but that's not how I would use it or recommend you use it, really. Going back to the actual light here, the blue light, And I kind of think this is where I would use it. It is below my eyes, so this is with the bottom section all the way up and the top section down. If you lowered it even further, this is a great way to use it around the campsite. Let's go all the way up. Yeah, because even all the way up, it throws a lot of visibility, but it's not in my eyes as bad. So all the way up on the blue setting, it's low here, and you can probably still see me. It throws a lot of light around, but it's not nearly, it is still in my eyes, kind of a bit. Let's go to the orange, and you can see just a little bit more mood lighting. So something that maybe, just maybe, I wish that there was some kind of cover that you could direct this to the ground in those circumstances that you wanted. Maybe like a tulip where it was pointing down and just providing kind of a source light and not necessarily something that was, spotted in. And I don't think I had it all the way up before. I think I just now got it all the way up. That is probably more like 8 or even 9 feet in height. So there you go, because I can barely reach it. I thought I had it up before, but there we go. We are now back on the orange setting, low, going all the way to high. So really, when you look at everything, all the light modes, the tripod, this is a really impressive light that has a lot of different uses. So there you have it. That's the BougeRV Telescopic Camping Lantern. I've got to say, of all the other lights that I've tested out so far this year, this is at the top of my list to get out there and do some real camping with, because I love the tripod system. It's probably the tallest tripod that I've ever tested, let alone the ones I have for this year. And I love how wide this base is. There's so much we can do with this and never have to worry about it falling over. So if you're looking for something that will outrank all the other lights on your list, check this one out. It might just be the perfect camping light for you.